Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my Sundance series. Today we're going to be reviewing You Won't Be Alone, which is a very unique movie that is so incredibly rich of story and character and just themes and all these different ideas that are so perfectly wrapped up and perfectly directed. I absolutely loved this film, and I think it does have its pitfalls. It's not a perfect movie, but it is so unique, and it's one of my favorite experiences that I've had throughout this entire festival. This movie is written and directed by Goran Stolevski, and it is a story of this witch who can essentially shapeshift into different people. She can turn into different animals or different people, and she can experience life through their eyes because she's not necessarily human anymore. She's going to be this character who can live forever through the eyes of other people. And so it's an exploration of what it means to be human through the eyes of somebody who's not human. And yes, it is technically a horror movie, only in the amount of, gore and blood and guts that are in this movie, but it really doesn't play out like a horror movie, like you would expect a horror movie to do. And as filmmakers, our goal is always to, write and direct a film that is about the human condition. And I think this movie does it so incredibly well and in such a fascinating way. And I loved how it explored humanity, like I said, through eyes of somebody on the outside, and having this character experience different things, different versions of life, different perspectives of life, and different ideas of life. And it's so beautifully written. It's almost poetic. The dialogue or the narration in this film, I think some narration could be warranted, some narration could not be warranted within this film itself. And I think narration in films at a lot of times can be a crutch for a film that doesn't have, enough storytelling within itself to be able to convey the ideas that it's trying to convey. But the narration in this film doesn't tell you what this movie's about. It's very poetic, it's very well written, and it's very beautiful in terms of the way that it's performed and the way that it's expressing this character. And the direction and cinematography of this film is just stunning. It's absolutely incredible. This movie looks gorgeous for every single frame, and the performance of this film as well. There's a lot of different actors playing, this main witch character. Like I said, this witch can transform into other people. It can shapeshift into other people, and so all these people have to kind of embody the same character. And for this, all these performances to line up, and you can always tell who is, the witch at whatever given time, and you can always tell what they're feeling, what the emotion is for this character, and the journey that they go through, and the I guess ideas of life that this person learns throughout the journey of this film is so fascinating to see, and it works so well. And like I said, the visuals alone make this movie worth the ticket of admission to go see this movie. But it's the story and the meditation on life that makes you walk out of it just really thinking about it and thinking that you actually learn something from it, that you gain something from it, that you can go on with your life, thinking about certain things. And especially the way that the movie ends is really beautiful. There's kind of a villain character with this spirit that is kind of sort of a mentor, but at the same time an antagonistic force for the main character of this film that pops in and out, but her performance is incredible in this film. And I love the dynamic between those two characters, and the way that their stories wrap up is perfect in my mind. I loved the ending of this film, and this actor does a great job at just being around and being kind of a looming presence over the entire film, that you're always kind of, at times you're afraid of this character, at times you think that they are, that they care in some ways, and you learn their backstory, and you learn things about them, and there's so many different ways that you learn about life through their eyes as well. And in some ways, this movie actually shines a positive light on humanity, but also showing the darker sides of humanity as well. And so it really is a beautiful balance of all these different themes and ideas that are all thrown in this movie. And in terms of negatives, I do feel like the movie at times could just feel like a montage through somebody's life, because the main character is mute. You don't see this character ever speak, and so you only have the voiceover for this. That's kind of why the voiceover is there, permeating this entire film. And so at times it feels like you're just montaging through the motions of life, and some characters, some relationships are formed with this witch character that are not explored deeply enough for me to care about certain other people and the things that happen with these different characters. And so I do think there is a version of this film where it really is kind of a story of this character that's, is very dialogue based, it's very dialogue driven. But because this movie isn't very dialogue driven, this movie honestly could work as a silent film. So I guess that's kind of the best way that I can put this movie. If you don't like the way that silent films are shot, that it's all visual storytelling, and kind of the music and the tone of the narration make it feel like a montage the entire time, that could get on your nerves. But for the most part, I think this film is incredibly successful at what it does, at, you know, exploring these different themes of life and death and all these different ideas. I loved the ending of this film, and I love the journey that the characters went through on this film, and I definitely would recommend it to people who love this type of movie that's not really, like I said, it's not really a horror movie. Yes, it has horror elements in it, but it's more of a drama about an exploration of humanity, essentially. So if that sounds interesting to you, I think you will find some enjoyment in this film. So thanks everybody for watching this review. If you did watch You Won't Be Alone in Sundance, definitely comment down below your thoughts on this film as well. I'm interested to hear all you guys' thoughts and your different ideas of what this movie meant to you. So I think there's so many things that you can explore. And this is definitely one that I will rewatch once it does get its full release, which I think is in April. It's sometime soon, so you won't have to wait too incredibly long if you did not catch this at Sundance. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave it a like and you subscribe to the channel to see more reviews just like this one throughout my entire journey through Sundance. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next one.